I call Jim Allister to make his maiden speech.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Those other new members who have spoken today have set a very high bar in terms of maiden speeches, and I commend them for the delivery and the very cogent construction of their speeches. I come from representing the constituency of North Antrim, and therefore my first privilege is to thank the electors of North Antrim for placing their confidence in me, and of course I commend their wisdom. North Antrim is a constituency which is a magnificent blend of urban and rural. We have the county town of Ballymena, we have other main towns like Ballymoney and Ballycastle, and we have a great patchwork of villages and small towns like Bushmills, whose famous products some in this House may be familiar with, and other patchwork villages which have excelled in national competitions, Britain in Bloom and all of that, villages like Shane, Hockle, Cullybacky. So it's a wonderful place to represent. It is also a place of fantastic scenery, because of course we have the world-famous North Coast, and the crowning glory of that, of course, is the Giant's Causeway and Calgary Bridge and all of those magnificent places. And of course we have inland iconic tourist attractions like the Dark Hedges. And so I say to members of this House, if you've never been to North Antrim, then it's time to put that right. What's been keeping you is my question to this House. Mr. Deputy Speaker, what was keeping me from representing North Antrim in this House was a 54-year dynasty of family and party. From June 1970, North Antrim was represented in this House by Ian Paisley, father and son. And I do today want to pay tribute to my predecessor for the considerable work that he did for his constituents of North Antrim. But it's a new era, it's a new start, and I am here with a very distinctive and particular message in regard to the future of Northern Ireland. There wasn't much in the King's speech about Northern Ireland, a couple of fleeting references. It was a disappointment to me that there was nothing to address the disenfranchising of the people of Northern Ireland. Let me explain. Those of you who come from England, Scotland and Wales come to this House as a Parliament which, in tandem with, if you have them, devolved institutions, which collectively can legislate for all the laws that govern your constituents. Sadly, we cannot say that about my constituents or any constituent in Northern Ireland, because in 300 areas of law, sovereignty over making those laws has been surrendered to a foreign parliament. We are now subject to the last government's protocol Windsor Framework arrangements, subject to the making of laws governing our trade, our agri-food industry, much of our economy, much of our environment, by laws that this House cannot make, that Stormont cannot make, but are made in a foreign parliament, and then, colony-like, are imposed upon Northern Ireland. Now, the Labour movement has a very proud history of opposition to colonialism, but this government inherits a position whereby it is presiding over a colonial situation of a foreign jurisdiction, administering laws, decreeing and legislating laws in a part of this kingdom. That is something that this government needs to address. And I'm not talking about trifling incidental laws. I'm talking about many laws that cut to the very heart of what it means to be a united kingdom and to be a part of that united kingdom. I refer to just one, and you'll find the 300 listed if you're interested in Annex 2 of the protocol that was foisted upon us. I refer to only one: the subjection of Northern Ireland to the EU's customs code. Now, what that means in practice is this: that GB, when it comes to sending goods, and you are our main source of supply, when you send goods from GB to our manufacturing industries in Northern Ireland, you're sending them according to the EU customs code from a foreign country, because Northern Ireland is decreed to be EU territory. Now, that is an unbearable constitutional and economic affront. And that is something that I say to this government. The Minister today talked about democracy, and the Foreign Secretary will go around this world advancing the cause of democracy. And yet in Northern Ireland we have a situation where laws governing so many vital aspects we cannot make and cannot change. That has to change. And it has to be changed by this House. That is the fundamental message that I bring from my constituents. And that's why I'm here, because my constituents will not, cannot, should not put up with that, just as the constituents of any member of this House would not put up with it.